Well, folks, just when you thought it couldn't happen, just when you thought King Dinosaur was pretty gall darn bad, just when you were getting used to the old mallet system when it came down to Mesa of Lost Women, I don't think we have enough mallets for the film that we have for you tonight. At the Movies with Film is going to bring you a gem of probably I consider to be the worst film ever made. And I stumbled into this just recently. It's always great to make discoveries, you know. Sometimes you think, gosh, I've seen it all, I'm that jaded guy. Well, no, I'm not that jaded guy. I've discovered something. The Dungeons of Harrow, 1962. Woo! Now, you're going to need some mallets to maybe take yourself out of that stupor. Likewise, you're going to probably need a lot of stiff coffee, okay, to get yourself through this film. Now, here is a film by Pat Boyer. He becomes a cartoonist later. He only made a few films, like he made a film called No Man's Land. Okay, and he sort of wrote his films, and he also did the music for it. He did a lot of stuff for it. He should have also just taken it and thrown it into the garbage, too, when he was done. If he was going to follow through all those tasks, he should have just kind of kept up to it. But this film, okay, let's talk about what it is. 62, okay. Remember what year this film is made. It really reminds you of some of the old monogram films. We like some of those monogram films of the 40s. And what this whole thing is about is these guys out on a ship who get washed up after a shipwreck onto a mysterious island. And who happens to be on this island is Marquis de Sade. Ha! Okay, got this de Sade guy who is torturing folks in his dungeon. I guess that's where they get the name, Dungeon of Harrow. And this lead character, who after his captain has been somewhat, ceremoniously gotten rid of, okay, kind of pals up with one of de Sade's servant-type people on the set there. And what do we get here is this guy sort of in a monotone continuously talking about the horrors of being on this island. Now, if I told you the whole plot, okay, and I can't, because it'll ruin the only good thing about this film, is the ending. So I would say watch through this whole thing, because the ending does make it, well, it makes it somewhat worth it. Okay, but if we're going to talk about a film that really pushes itself to the point of going beyond bad to almost into the sublime, this one does it. This film reminds me, ironically, of a film by Werner Herzog called Heart of Glass. Heart of Glass is a remarkably poetic film that deals with, the story behind that film is that Herzog had hypnotized his whole cast and had them act under hypnotism. And it really adds sort of an interesting sleepwalking type of quality. Now, I'm wondering if they did the same thing to the guys in here. Now, they didn't produce some of that same quality, but these guys kind of walk around as if there's just only one level of dialogue delivery. Oh, I am so upset, and everybody talks like that. So I think they were hypnotized to talk all the same and deliver their lines all the same and have the same reactions and everything. Now you think about it, Dungeons of Horror. Whew, what could be more horrible than that? Now you wonder where we get our degree of horror. Is the horror in the film, or is it in the degree of how horrible the film is? That might be this. Put yourself through this. Okay, you'll feel like you've been on the rack. I think you're going to enjoy the experience, ironically. Because I still will put Mesa of Lost Women up there as being the film that will guarantee some set of stupor. Okay? This film maybe you just keep asking yourself, why? 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 Roll 'em, Smokey.